Hey, hey. What's going on, guys?
I always look there.
I know. Right there. Hey, guys, a few things have changed. One, we have the strip of light here.
Well, we have more places, but you just can't.
Yeah, well, this entire place got a little bit of a light makeover. We didn't have the strip here coming down the wall as well. That was a little annoying and a little... Was it always in the way? Today we're drinking some... What is Shrock? What is that considered? Vodka, lemonade, and ginger soda. In our very nice
Don't give somebody
skull. Oh, I don't have that. I got rid of my battery.
Yeah, it doesn't look
RGB
the same
cups.
in person.
So this is our brew for tonight. So one thing that we did last time we did Books and Brew is we finished Asha's subclasses. We went through every single one. I think I made about
I'm laughing because our cat, like, I have a cord. I'm trying, you don't see it on camera, but he's just like this. No.
I'm gonna have to cut that off.
You're just gonna have to kick him out.
Anyways, yeah, we have one of our cats is really. Oh yeah, let's bring the zip tie to us. That's a great idea.
Innovation, and it's fine. It's all right.
There we go. Now it's at my waist, and that's where it stays.
No toy for you.
Yeah. We finished Sasha's. I made about like 15 to 20 characters. I don't remember. It was a lot though. And so now I wanted to go over a couple of different things. I still want to get into some subclasses from like Sanithar's Guide, from the Player's Handbook, and from the Dungeon Master Guide, which, by the way, thank you so much. We're actually having an anniversary soon, and she got me the Dungeon Master Guide. I didn't actually have a physical copy. And
yeah,
now I do.
I said that's either gonna fuck me over or it's not.
Oh, it definitely will. It definitely will.
A guide to how to kill your wife on camera.
And we're getting you a chair.
Oh yeah. I mean, I have a nice office chair. It's just not nice for me. It's got cushion. It's probably like not generic. It's nicer than most office chairs, but my back is fucked up. So yeah.
What are we talking about, Amber?
What?
What are we talking about today?
Feats and magical items.
Thank you. I'm chewing. Yeah, we're talking about our favorite feats, magical items, as well as kind of the worst of both worlds. I was going, and it's kind of hard to say, especially when it comes to D&D, since the entire game, the whole premise is that you are customizing a character and its abilities for either roleplay, means, or because of, obviously you're min-maxing, or for power, or for advantage. So it's really hard to find a feat or a magic item and say, this is complete trash. This is the worst,
If you hear sneezing, that's not us. It's our child.
Our cat is really freaking out today. So what do you want to go over today first?
Today? You mean this week?
What do you want to go over first?
Probably feats.
Feats? All right.
Like
I want to take that away from you.
I like playing with it. I feel like tough is like a very good feat. It's a very good feat if you're not squishy, but I take it because I tend to play squishy characters, so like it helps with the hit points. Cool. It doesn't add to your AC or nothing, but like you get more hit points than you like would just leveling up.
A little background on what D&D feats are. Feats are awarded at specific levels, or with a specific class, or a race, sorry.
You've been replaced by chips.
Generally, again, fighter, I think, and ranger, no, fighter and rogue are a bit different. They have different levels where they get feats and ability score upgrades, but the way they play it off is, or at least generally, it's every 4, 8, 12, 16, and something else, maybe 18. I kind of, it's fudging a little bit. But basically you get around 4 to 5 upgrades up to level 20.
There's some bullshit feats though, because it's like you either get a feat or you can upgrade 2 stats. And like some of the feats are like upgrade 2 stats, and I'm just like, I could have fucking, like, I don't need a feat for that shit. I could just do it.
Well, to get a little more
I don't understand that.
To get a little more to detail, the idea is that when you hit these milestone levels for your class, you get to choose either to upgrade your stats, your ability scores, meaning that maybe you're stronger, maybe you're a little more dexterous, maybe you're a little smarter, which then affects either your class abilities. So
Mike's
like,
already drunk.
I know. Like you're a wizard. Here's a good example. If you're a wizard, you want to put all your abilities, your ability score into intelligence. You want to be the most smart motherfucker there. And it helps you out because obviously your attacks do more damage. Buddy, you are just all over the place.
It's your turn to deal with them. I get to deal with them all week.
I deal with them every stream. Anyways, but you don't have to do that. You don't have to upgrade your intelligence. You can always choose a feat, which gives you a bit of a, kind of like a bonus feature. So the one you were talking about is tough. The tough feat, what it does is that it instantly gives you
It's kind of
2
self-explanatory.
HP, 2 additional HP per level. And if you are like above level 1 or something like that, you get the past levels, that bonus as well. So if you're level 10, you would get 20 HP.
In addition to whatever you upgrade, right?
Exactly. Like, let's say you went to
you level up. Upgrades are hard.
Let's say you went to level 10 and you chose that feat.
Mm-hmm.
And your HP was sitting at 40, and you took the tough feat, you would then go straight up to 60.
Dude, if you're level 10 and your HP is sitting at 40, you sad.
That's true.
I
think a wizard is close, depending on how you play it versus at it.
They're at least maybe in the 60s or 70s. Like, Kara was in the 60s or 70s.
You weren't a wizard.
No, I know, but she's squishy.
Wizards are way squishier.
I know, but they're not at 40. I know that.
Yeah, maybe late 40. Regardless,
Somebody look it up.
we're arguing about semantics that may not even occur. But I have chosen some really bad feats. Let's go over those.
Well, you should say bad feats in your opinion, because what if somebody really likes them? You should say in your opinion, because your opinion is not the same as everybody else's.
True, but I think I can make a good argument.
Fair.
And so there's a few of them. The first one is Poisoner. Poisoner is a feat that was introduced from Tasha's. And the idea is that, yes, buddy. The idea is that, for one, you're proficient now with the Poisoner's Kit. By the way, who uses the Poisoner's Kit?
I mean, we might be doing that in a one-shot.
Maybe. In addition, when you make a damage roll, you ignore resistance to poison damage. So in other words, you can now affect someone who has generally poison resistance with poison. And in addition, you can coat a weapon in poison as a bonus action instead of an action. So,
okay.
Yes. So I'm going to lay it out first. So in addition to also having the proficiency with a Poisoner's Kit, within 1 hour of working, using the Poisoner Kit and expending 50 gold worth of materials, you can create a number of doses of poison equal to your proficiency bonus, and it can be applied to the weapon.
I mean, if this is like your whole persona is that you poison people, I could see it. Like, that would have to be like built into your character, though. Like, if you're just some random dude and we're like, yep, I'm gonna take that feat, kind of doesn't make a lot of sense. But I mean, if you're like, that was your character, I could see it being more useful.
The thing is, if you're building your character around, all right, first of all, poison is the most. It doesn't scale as you start to level up.
That may not matter to you.
What I'm trying to say is, when you start to get high level, most creatures have like a poison resistance. Are you biting me?
Yeah.
Are there any feats for feats? Actually, there are.
Some like mobile one?
Mobile is a feat that is really awesome. What you do immediately after you take it, your walking speed goes up by 10, which generally most people have a walking speed of 30, so you go up to 40.
He's confused by all your hand movements.
In addition, when you attack a creature, you can walk away from it without getting an opportunity attack, so long as you do make an attack towards it. That's great for rogues, it's great for monks, and it's great for fighters. So it's a really good feat to have. Actually, it's it almost made my top 5.
Don't mind my munching.
It didn't make my top 5, unfortunately. So Poisoners, I think, was kind of, it's so complicated in the fact that you still have to pay for it, and it's a finite amount.
I know, but I could just see it working into somebody's backstory, so. Like, I don't feel like that's the most ridiculous of the ridiculous.
I guess. I don't know. I found it very, very niche. The other worst, or at least what I consider the worst feat, is the Gunner feat.
I don't remember that one now.
This one is also introduced from Tasha's. The way it says is that you increase your dexterity score by 1, so you do get that bonus. You get proficiency with firearms. You can ignore the loading property of a firearm, and being within 5 feet doesn't impose disadvantage on your attacks.
I thought firearms are like homebrew.
No. Firearms were introduced from the player's handbook. There are some specific rules, and you can look them up. There's a thing about this. If you're going to be playing a character that uses guns, you're probably playing either an artificer who already gets the proficiency with firearms, or you're playing a gunslinger, the homebrew subclass for fighter. Regardless, you're not going to be playing a wizard who then chooses to take the Gunner feat. It's one of those things where it's such a niche thing. It's supposed to allow your character to go, no, I want to use guns. If you were going to use a gun, and you knew you were going to use a gun in the very beginning, you'd be creating your character around that feature. So I feel like this was useless. Like they had to add it, but so, you know, like one of those things. Here's a real crap feature. Real crap. Grappler. The grappler feat, first of all, you have to have a strength, a prerequisite of a strength 13 or higher. You have advantage on attack rolls against a creature you are grappling. So if you grapple a creature, on your next turn, you can attack with advantage. Also...
Don't you already get advantage if they grapple?
No, you just lower their speed to 0.
Oh, it's if they're prone, you get advantage.
It's prone or... I can't think of the word. Where they're immobilized? Restrained.
There you go. I was like, it's some of the R.
It's one of the art. So you can also, once you have successfully grappled a creature, you can spend your next action to then pin it. And you can then put it, I guess, in a prone position. At this point, you and that creature are considered restrained. This is crap. This is 100% crap. One, you have to spend an action to grapple. And don't forget, an action is your action. It's not like you get to attack once and then grapple. No. Either you attack or you grapple. It's either or. It's not both. So let's say you're a barbarian, you walk up and you grapple the enemy. That's your action. Next turn. Then you can attack with advantage. Or you could have just attacked, 4 times. Once on that first turn and once on the second turn. Or let's say you want to make full use of this and you go, I grapple him the first turn, full round, and I pin him on the next turn. You wasted 2 turns.
Yeah, that is a little wasteful.
Thank you. This one I feel like is it's wasteful mainly because of the DM and most gaming.
I think I read that one, but it's been a while.
The Skulker feat, or Skulker. What do you say?
Skulker.
Skulker. I put a T in there. It wasn't supposed to be. 1, you get to hide when you are lightly obscured from a creature from which you are hiding. 2, you are hidden from a creature, and if you are hidden from a creature and you miss it with a ranged weapon attack, it doesn't reveal your position. And 3, dim light does not impose disadvantage on your perception check.
I feel like you could use this if you're a rogue.
This is what it's aiming for. For one, having the ability for where you were hidden and then missing and it not revealing where you are, it's pretty good. The other 2 are just not good. The fact that you are trying to hide in a lightly obscured, space. Generally, if you were trying to run behind a column or try to duck underneath a hill or something, your entire goal as a player is, how do I break eye contact? It's not, how do I get lightly obscured? It doesn't, you generally as a player, you're not looking for that. And the dim light does not impose disadvantage on perception checks. You're an adventuring party. You either have a spellcaster that casts light, you either have dark vision, or you have a torch.
You say that, but there's always like a party we're in that somebody don't have any of those things. Yeah. There's always one guy.
There's always one guy.
Or girl.
But the thing is, you're in a party of 5, let's say, or a party of 4. Someone has a torch. Someone has a lantern. Someone has dark vision who can point things out to you.
What if you're well, that's why I said rogue, because what if you're sneaking around? Like if you're having a fucking torch lit up or have the spell light casted on something, somebody's gonna look at, they're fucking sitting ducks with a giant ass light right there.
Why don't you just cast dark vision?
What if you don't got access to dark vision?
I don't know. Regardless, I feel like this is kind of useless. If you're an individual who is a rogue who does not have dark vision, you're kind of playing yourself, unfortunately.
I don't know. I feel like only one of those sucks.
No, here's my number 5. This one I feel like is the worst. Dungeon Dweller.
I don't remember that one.
You gain advantage on perception checks and intelligence and investigation checks to detect the presence of a secret door.
Can't you just like find traps or do a perception check?
You can, but this time you have advantage.
Okay.
Even though 5 other people will be doing the exact same thing. Someone's gonna roll well. You have advantage on saving throws to avoid or resist traps.
Like, that one's kind of iffy.
And lastly, you can search for traps while traveling at a normal pace instead of at a slow pace.
How about you search for traps at a normal pace? I mean, I don't feel like you ever are like, FYI guys, you're slower now because you're checking for traps. I assume that like we're stopped at the door checking for fucking traps.
You know what the funny
I don't assume I keep walking while I'm doing it.
Dungeons and tombs.
Like, what?
Dungeons and tombs are meant to go slow. You are going from place to room to hallway to alcove to just, you're going from place to place. You're not rushing through it. That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I don't feel like we're walking by a door and like, yeah, I'm searching it from over here. Like, unless you have like Made Pan or something, like you're trying to open it and not, you know, you don't want to be directly in front of it. But even then, I'm assuming you're standing still because then you can get out of range of the spell.
Like, all right, so, if you're, let's pretend Vera enters into a dungeon and there is a doorway in front of you.
I'm making Savannah fucking check it. She's a rogue.
Well, hold on. I'm just thinking, Vera, do you rush, you open the door and just start walking through it quickly?
Off of her personality, no. She's a little smarter than that.
Well, I'm just saying as a player.
No.
No. You open the door slowly, look around, enter in, give it maybe another look just in case, and then walk in. Like, I heard that. But yeah, you don't
Well, she's
rush.
a rogue. She could check for traps.
But you don't rush dungeons, so this is useless.
No, unless like that one time we were fucking running away from that giant ass spider, we were like, "Fuck this!" But I mean,
you went through it first. You went through the first time.
Yeah,
and
we went
happened.
through it, and then we were "fuck this," because he was trying to eat us.
So, here are some dumb magical items. Once again, I have gone through a lot of the magical items that are listed on Xanathar's Guide, Player's Handbook, and Tasha's, as well as I think Mordecai's Mystical Foes. It is hard to define, at least for me, a magic item that is dumb, useless, doesn't have any use inside the game. Because there are some magic items like the Wand of Smiles that could be easily used for like roleplay, you know, and could be kind of fun to have.
Jester has used that to fuck some people over.
It's funny. You know, it could definitely be used for a funny thing.
I would use that on Lily. Just out of spite.
But I have found a few things. I have found a few things that I feel like are just, they have very little RP potential.
I think he's not defining dumb temple. I mean, like, I think in his meaning, it's like useless in his eyes. Like, they don't really serve a purpose.
So here's the first one. It's called an unbreakable arrow. This arrow can't be broken except when it's inside of an anti-magic field.
But it's unbreakable. Why is it? That's confusing.
It's not a +1. It doesn't give any extra damage. It's just unbreakable.
All right.
Right? It's like, so? And I'm gonna end up, you know, arching that arrow and letting it go, and it's gonna go 60 feet, and I'm never gonna see it again until the after the fight.
I mean, yeah, there's very few occasions we go get the arrows out of the dead guys.
And by the way, how many times has it occurred to any player that you shot an arrow and it breaks and you went, "Oh no, I lost an arrow." You have 50 more.
Yeah, I kind of just assume if you shoot that shit, it's gone.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it makes no sense.
Unless you're very meticulous about your arrows.
This magic item actually gave to my players in my last campaign, and it's a dumb item, and I'm just reading it now, and I had some time to actually sit down and look at it and look at all the magical items, at least majority of them. And this one's just so dumb.
Sai says it doesn't just break. So what happens?
But even if there's a chance to break, right? I mean, even if it does break, like let's say a regular arrow sticks into a creature.
I'm just gonna say, ah, shit, and I'm gonna shoot another one.
Yeah, or let's say it does break into the creature. You're like, okay, arrows don't work. Try something else. An unbreakable arrow is not going to change your, change your tactics. A mystery key. This is my second item. A question mark is worked in the head of this key. The key has a 5% chance of unlocking any lock.
You gave us that shit in campaign 1.
I just explained myself. You didn't listen.
Thing broke a couple times.
Cope that. No. So, mystery key. Let's give a good example.
It broke a couple times.
There is there was an ability that clerics get at level 10 called, I can call their god and I can't remember it. Divine Intervention. The idea is that they have to roll a percentile die.
A D100.
A D100, and they have to roll a 10 or lower.
I thought it was 15.
No. 10 or lower. And then when they get to level 11, it's 11 or lower. And then when we get to 12, it's 12 or lower. So you get it? Yeah. So they have to roll their level or lower. So that means, at the very least, they have a 10% chance of getting their god involved. This is such a worse payback and even worse odds. You have a 5% chance of unlocking a door. How many times have you seen an actual cleric pull off Divine Intervention? As many times as they've tried, they get it off like what? Once within or twice in a campaign, going up to level like 20. But once you get to level 20, that's where it changes. But regardless, up to 19, this you have even worse luck, half of that. And to what? Open a door or a chest?
I think we opened a couple doors though with it. I know it kept breaking though, and then I had to keep mending it.
Oh, once it breaks, you can't use it again. Once you've used it, you can't use it again.
Okay, well then we were doing that wrong.
I gave you a custom one to make it better. Yeah, it's because I hated it. The other really kind of dumb item that I found was called the clothes of mending. This elegant outfit of traveler's clothes magically mends itself from daily wear and tear. That's it. That's all it can do.
I mean, that's nice, but I don't know if I want that.
Hold on, I gotta double check. Do you have to attune to it? I gotta check this.
Like maybe your character's real fucking OCD or anal about, not ripping your clothes in a battle.
Cool.
Shouldn't be an adventure if that's the case, but I mean...
Cool, I have cool clothes. Cool. I mean, yeah, you can see its purpose, but how many times is that gonna come out in roleplay? Like, someone splashes water on you.
Somebody being smug.
Actually, can this technically be dirtied? Can this be soiled? Because it can mend itself. You're on a date in D&D, and the girl splashes water at you, and then it dries. Cool. You sure showed her.
Don't mind our
Yeah, I think our cat is breathing.
child. He didn't bring me anything. He just screaming for no reason.
Here's another magic item that I gave my players in campaign 1 that I honestly think is kind of useless. It is called the Talking Doll.
Yeah, I don't recall using that thing, Temple. I think it was more of a creepy thing.
While this stuffed doll is within 5 feet of you, which it requires attunement as well.
He swatted at him.
This thing requires attunement. While this doll is within 5 feet of you, you can spend a short rest, an hour, to say up to 6 phrases, none of which can be more than 6 words long.
Yeah, didn't you give it to the fortune teller? To tell your fortune?
Like, you can say, I want a piece of candy. That's the example they have here. You're creating basically a talking doll. You're creating a...
You're creating fucking Annabelle.
You're creating Annabelle. What's the other one? Teddy Ruxpin. You're creating a Teddy Ruxpin.
Is it weird that I'm more creeped out by Teddy Ruxpin than Annabelle? See, she looks creepy, so you know what's coming.
So, I mean, there are some roleplay, benefits from this thing.
I mean, I had a jar of teeth, but even that was more useful.
Yeah, but not a lot. Like, this is barely anything.
It was just the time sucked because you had to bury the tooth for an hour, and then the dude would spring up from the dead and be like, "Hey, I'm here to help you now." I'm like, "Yeah, well,
The really funny thing
I don't got time for
about,
that."
about the talking doll is that it's an idea. Take the doll, record a message, send it to a dungeon to trigger traps. I mean, that's if like the dungeon requires like maybe a monster inside of a room that reacts to the sound. It's
That would
gonna
be
run
great.
up, attack the doll, or play with it, or sort of bat it around, and then kind of go back to its thing. And if you're anywhere within eye shot, and if you're not well hidden, it's gonna see you and go, "Oh, fuck you," and then start rushing towards you.
I like how we wanted all the hag items though, even though they were trying to kill us the whole campaign.
There was I was kind of stuck between two dumb magic items. This is my last one. But I kind of decided that one of them had some RP potential. And that magic item was called the Staff of Bird Calls. You have 4 charges.
Okay,
and
okay, that just sounds stupid, but I'm just go ahead and continue. I'm just gonna...
You have 4 charges, and you can roll a d4 at the dawn to recharge that many charges back. And if you use a charge, it makes the sound of a bird.
I mean,
There's some potential.
yeah, there's some potential. Like if you wanted to like trick somebody into like
Maybe
following noise or something, like if you're out in the wild and they turn around, but then you go the other way or somebody goes the other way.
I literally, yeah,
Canoan whistle.
That's really good. My only thought was, imagine you're walking with, your druid friend or your ranger friend, and they're like, "Oh, these tribal men or whoever want to talk to me separately. I'm gonna take my staff, and if you hear a crow,
Yeah, I
come
feel
after
like
me."
it would be like a distraction or like a warning signal. Like that's what I would think.
Or yelling, "Help me!"
But if you cast silence, it can't work, right?
Yeah,
See? Well, then you're done fucked if somebody knows silence.
but I decided no.
I mean, I could see like
There's some
potential uses, but the name is like, all right.
I did say no that there was some potential uses. So instead, what I chose was the Trident of Fish Command.
Oh fuck, Aquaman.
It's exactly what you think. You have the ability.
I mean, Iris was a Triton, so she could use it.
This Trident is a magic weapon. It has 3 charges. While you carry it, you can use an action and expend 1 charge to cast Dominate Beast, and the save is a 15, from a beast that has an innate swimming speed.
I could still see that useful. Yeah, I think it's more useful than bird calls.
The only reason why I didn't really consider it useful is because, one, I think the most dangerous beast, we're doing beast, not monster, not a fae, not undead.
Yo,
has
if
to be a creature.
it can swim up and bite you in the ass, it's dangerous enough.
I think the only thing that there is that has an innate swimming speed and is
Because wouldn't like a shark count?
yes, but I think a killer whale is stronger than a shark. I don't remember.
Yeah, they should be.
Regardless, I think that's the most badass fish you can summon or you can control, and that's fine and all. But you're still concentrating.
I feel like you just don't like it because it reminds you of Aquaman.
I feel it's very situational.
I mean, yeah, but our whole last campaign was based near the fucking water.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like that would have been really helpful to have.
That would have been great.
But how many times have you gone to the water in Mosted?
Not too many. I mean, we got thrown in a couple of times, but that's about it.
Those are my dumb magic items, everyone. I'm happy you were here to witness my rants.
I was thinking about unbreakable arrows. They could be used as a defensive item at close range, potentially. Block or parry something.
So, I actually thought about that idea.
My thing is, like, wouldn't they just act like a regular fucking arrow then?
Yes.
Like, why do they need to be unbreakable?
I don't know. But to that point, the one that you made before, Quinn, a human fighter character that I actually played on Wednesday, did one time had to take out a bolt and use it without using his crossbow. The problem is that using improvised weapon, that's what they call improvised weapon, is grabbing like a bottle and smashing it and having a thing. You have to be proficient with it. In other words, you have to take the Tavern Brawler feat.
So can you be proficient with your crossbow and instead of shooting somebody, you just beat the shit out of somebody with it? Can you negate that rule?
It depends on the DM, but by the books, no.
I'm proficient with my crossbow. Hold on. I'm gonna beat the shit out of somebody with it. Because I'm out of arrows.
Let's talk about the best feats.
Okay.
I know you 100% like tough.
Yeah, because I'm always squishy. I mean, Vera and then the Paladin I had weren't that squishy. It's just like we're playing them at lower levels, so obviously their hit points are not going to be like this giant ass pool. But yeah, it helps you fucking get a little bit of cushion so you're not like, dead.
I like tough, but it didn't make my top 5. Mainly because I always thought you can always just increase your Constitution score, get that bonus of health, as well as getting your concentration checks higher.
I know, but we did the math. Like tough still beats it by a few points each time.
But that's if you're solely going by health.
Yeah, I know.
I'm also thinking like your con saves and your concentration saves.
Yeah, everybody likes Lucky.
Lucky. I almost put that on my list. However, I decided not to, mainly because I feel like it's cheating. Lucky is definitely the to-go-to feat.
Which Mike also has this fucking feat in Wednesday's game, so.
Well, then again, it was my first character, and I thought, oh, Lucky would be nice. I didn't know it was OP, but I thought it was fun.
I think Keen Mind is funny just because it forces the DM to give you fucking detail.
So I thought about Keen Mind as well. That is right. A Keen Mind, what that allows you to do is that you remember everything within the last month, as well as you always know what time it is, and you always know what time it's like.
What time of day, right?
Time of day, and is north. You always know your cardinal directions. That's what the Keen Mind gives you.
I remember I was thinking about that in our last campaign, and you were like, "Don't you dare!" He's like, "You're gonna be such a pain in my ass," so I forgot what I took instead.
Well, I thought about it, and I thought, well,
Warcaster's good.
I think it depends on your DM when it comes to Keen Mind, because
if you're not a DM that's very good with, I don't know.
If you're a DM who just gives the information to your players if they ask for it,
then there's no need.
Then there's no need for the, like why ask for the Keen Mind feat? Like, oh, what did I do? Who was that character's name last month that we talked to? And the DM just goes, oh, that was so and so. You're there sitting with a Keen Mind feat, going, I could have had my moment. Why did I even take this?
There's not too many. I mean, not that I've played with too many DMs that were like, yeah, here's this dude's information of where he lives.
I think Nick does that a few times. We're like, who is that guy again?
Because he knows we're all bad at memory. We don't know nothing.
But I did put Warcaster in here.
Yeah, it saved my ass a couple of times.
Warcaster is a really great feat. The idea is that if you are within 5 feet of a creature and they decide to run and you have an opportunity attack, instead of doing a weapon attack, especially if you're a spellcaster, you can cast a spell as a reaction.
I have never used it like that though, but
that's not the best feat, like the best ability it gives you. The best feat that it gives you, or at least the best bonus, is that if you're holding concentration on a spell and you get hit, you have advantage on keeping on that concentration. That could be super helpful. And that's why I made it one of my top 5, is that it's kind of a really useful spell. Oh, I did put Lucky here. Hell. Lucky is my top 5. Magic Initiative. I love this feat so much. Pretend you want to be a fighter or a martial class like a barbarian, or maybe you're a rogue who didn't take arcane trickster, but you want to have some spells, maybe 1 or 2. This allows you to have that. Maybe you want to take a level 1 spell from a cleric and a couple of cantrips from the cleric.
Oh yeah,
you can now heal.
We were talking about this.
Yeah, so the idea is that if you take Magic Initiative, you can learn Initiate. You can take 1 first level spell and 2 cantrips from one class. So let's say you want to take a bard, or maybe a sorcerer, or a warlock. Maybe you want to have some Eldritch Blast. You can have that. And you don't have to cross-class into another class altogether. You could just take a feat. And that's kind of nice. I've definitely have experimented with ideas of, what if you play a rogue who has a familiar? And you're like, oh, is he a wizard? No, he doesn't need to bump up his intelligence. He just always had it. And so this allows you to do that. It gives you so many options. A buddy cop. You can actually have a monkey, I think, as you're familiar, which I think will be really funny.
Anything left in there?
No, there's nothing left.
I was like, I don't think there's some crops in there.
Have you ever heard of alert?
Yeah.
Alert is a feat.
But you can't be surprised.
Mm-hmm.
And then I forgot what else.
You can't be surprised. Creatures do not gain advantage on attack rolls from being hidden from you.
Makes sense because you can't be surprised.
So the funny thing about alert is basically you're saying, fuck you, rogue. No sneak attack.
Does Caleb have that? No, huh?
I don't know.
I always confuse alert with
The spell.
the alarm or
Alarm.
whatever. Sorry, I had a cut hair in my eye.
I think the best thing that also comes from this is that you gain a +5 bonus to initiative. So you're well alert when things are about to get down, and you're quicker on the draw. So when it comes down to a fight, you're faster than you usually were.
Monotone and level hard. No, I mean, you could play it like you're super fucking paranoid.
Yeah.
Because that would be funnier.
You could definitely take the alert feat and say that, like, you know, you're always drinking coffee.
They're gonna get me. They're gonna get me.
And you take the haunted background.
You know those people that like lock their doors 10 times, even though they know they locked it, but they want to make sure they locked it another 10 fucking times. Make sure nobody's coming through that door. That guy.
That's this guy.
That guy has alert.
The last best feat that I chose was Eldritch Adept. This I think is very cool. What you do is that you unlocked an Eldritch power within yourself. You get to learn one Eldritch invocation, which is only exclusive to the warlocks. And you just have to make sure that the evocation you choose has no prerequisites. And it doesn't have like a level, prerequisite as well. And you might be thinking...
I was like, his socks match his shoes.
And you might be thinking, well, what does that mean? When it comes down to warlocks, you don't get a lot of spells, but you get a lot of evocations, meaning you have a lot of permanent features. So in other words, this allows you to have a permanent feature. And I actually have a few of them here. One of them is called, you can choose Devil Sight. That means you always have 120-foot dark vision, I think for both normal darkness and magical darkness. That's permanent. You chose Eldritch Adept. You have that permanently. And guess what? Maybe when you level up, you go, I don't want that anymore. This allows you that when you do...
Hey!
Oh, what is he doing?
He stuck his little head in the bag of chips.
This says that if you level up, you can change your evocation. Every level you can change it. And you go, you know what? I did Devil Sight for a whole level, and it wasn't really useful. I'm gonna choose something else. You can choose.
At least you have to switch it out.
Yeah, right. You can choose Eyes of the Rune Keeper, which is what Rallies has, meaning that you can do detect magic constantly. You can have it on all the time. You can do it at will. Detecting magic. You can look at magical items. You can look into a room and you go, that's magic, that's magic, that's magic.
Yeah, we use them all the time for that.
It's so
Hey, can you look over there?
the best spell, or the best feat. You can also do Mask of Many Faces, meaning that you can disguise self at will. You could turn into anything. I'm like, oh shit, I'm being chased. I'm an old lady. Oh, you went that way. Okay.
Okay, just sounds broken a little now.
Here, I'm gonna go into some of the other ones that are really fun, really cool.
Yeah, like Steve has continuous detect magic on Temple. Like, we use it all the time. Like, we just like, hey, Relius, can you go over there? And I think the one thing that And I noticed, I know we do it in our campaign, that Nick was like, I feel like Amber or Cara knows more about this than Steve does. Because I was like, oh, doesn't like, by using detect magic, you know, school magic, so like it helps you out.
Oh yeah, there's always that one little thing.
And I'm like, Steve, the school.
Excuse. But all right, let's think about this. You all remember that Warcaster feat?
Yeah.
Where you get advantage on concentration spells? Mm-hmm. Eldritch Mind, which is a Eldritch invocation. You gain advantage on Constitution saving throws that you need to make to maintain concentration on a spell. Let's say you go, oh, we're about to enter a big, fight, and the next we're about to go try to attack the crown and we just got leveled up. I should plan ahead and I'm gonna do this now. Now you have advantage. Shit, it's broken.
I finished my drink. I'm sad now.
Eyes of the Rune Keeper. You can read all writing.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I mean, so is like comprehend languages though. Like, I mean, it just takes time to fucking cast. It takes like 10 minutes. But then you can understand it.
Misty Visions. You can cast Silent Image at will.
You look so upset, but I think you just look upset because if somebody was playing this and you had to DM it, you'd be like, you're a pain in my ass.
Thieves of 5 Fate. You can cast Bane without using a spell slot.
That's cool. It's like instant disadvantage for them. Well, not disadvantage, but like they get
like
they have
negatives.
a minus a D4 or
Here's
whatever.
a really fun thing that I was thinking about. Imagine you're a wizard. Wizards inherently can't wear armor. Or at least, they have to take a feat.
I know they could, but they couldn't. It couldn't be like heavy or medium.
I think it has to be light. I have to double check. I don't think they're proficient with any armor, but I'll have to double check. Armor of Shadows. You can cast Mage Armor, which is actually what Masato was doing, at will. So you could be a wizard going, fuck it, I always have magic on me. I'm always armored. I don't need to have actual armor. I'll just wear it. Eldritch Adept is the best feat ever made, and it was made in Tasha's.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if it sounds this broken, why do I feel like it's had Tasha's?
Yeah, weird. Isn't that weird?
No, everything out of that book is pretty much broken, other than like what the aberrant mind sorcerer that we all agreed that was some bullshit.
I hated that.
But yeah.
Oh, I hated the aberrant mind. It was such a useless thing.
Like the fact that I remember the name just says something. I either remember it for good things or bad things.
Can you hand me Tasha's? I want to talk about a few things. That's.
Hey, hold your new one.
Yeah, look at that, the Dungeon Master Guide.
I don't know if I can get Tasha's out of here.
There was a thought that crossed my mind is overpowered magical items. Or kind of Doombringer magic, like world ending.
I would say my crown, but it's not like super nuts.
No, I'm talking about like killing your life in one swipe magical items. One of them, obviously.
That looks like a pissed off little whatever that is. Gnome.
One of them, obviously, which is a well-known item, and if you don't know it, you're about to learn.
There's some bitch ass unicorns.
Is called the Deck of Many Things.
Oh, fuck that. Don't pull one of them cards. I mean, you better hope it's a good card, because if it's not, you may turn yourself inside out.
The Deck of Many Things is made out of 22 cards. And
nope. Me and Devil both said nope, but the third guy.
When pulling a card from the Deck of Many Things, you have to announce how many cards you are pulling.
Nope.
And so you can't say I choose, I draw 2 and you draw 1 and you go, oh, I want to stop here. No.
What if you're like a rogue and you're trying to do sleight of hand and you say you're going to grab 2, but really you grab 4?
Nope, it's magical item. You have to declare it.
Yeah.
You declare how many cards you're drawing, and once you draw them, they have random effects. I'm going to pull those effects up right now.
It's called You Gonna Die times 10.
There's 22 cards. Half of them are good.
What the fuck is that?
We're going to talk about this one too. This is why I needed the book.
Is that a thorn coming out of its stomach with some...
That's a tooth.
That's a tooth.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
We'll talk about that in just a second.
And it's got some red stuff that don't look like blood necessarily.
All right, here we go.
A tooth of Delvernar?
I will get to that in a second.
Sorry, I'm blown away.
I'm changing the page.
What the hell is that?
All right, you know what? Okay. There are a couple of cards here in the deck of many things. They do a few things.
Temples I'll give you. Isn't one of them is that you get thrown into a void?
Yes. Let's see here. That's oh, Aaron. Making a Furball Artificer for the new campaign with an accent inspired by Pumon Soul.
I like Puma.
I do too. And that kind of fits, especially an Artificer Furball. Someone who maybe works with their hands, kind of a big guy who works with machines. Works out. There's the Balance card. Your mind suffers a wrenching alteration, causing your alignment to change. Whatever you are, it becomes flipped. So let's say you're a
So what if you're good, then you're bad?
Exactly.
You're evil?
Yep. And that's not all.
Damn.
What if you're lawful? You could become chaotic.
Sigh. How are the cards? How are the cards? How are the cards?
I'll read some of the, I'm not going to read through all 22.
You don't want that heart, trust me. That's some black, dark, nasty shit. You don't want that. There's some good stuff though.
There are some good things. I'm gonna go read some of the most interesting cards. Some of them are really cool, like you do get like, you know, abilities and wishes and things like that. But there's some really
I feel like
things here.
just like the potential, like the horrible potential outweighs the good potential in that deck. So you're just like,
So look at this.
Nope.
How do you say that?
Urail?
Urail. This card's Medusa-like Vistage curses you. You take a -2 penalty on saving throws, all of them. Well,
Like
cursed.
forever?
Only a god or the magic of the Fates card can end the curse.
Oh man. You would be taking your ass to a church.
No.
Dear Lord, I done fucked up. Help.
You're not even thinking, what the hell does the Fates card do? Reality's fabrics unravel and spins anew, allowing you to avoid or erase one event as if it never happens.
That's cool.
That's pretty goddamn good. How about Fool? This is an interesting card. You lose 10,000 XP. What does that mean in player terms? You go down, I think, like 10 levels. You discard this card from the deck and you continue drawing.
Be like, I need the fake card and do all this bullshit.
I'll have to double check. You did lose a couple levels. How about Gem? You draw the Gem card. You get 25 pieces of jewelry worth 2,000 gold pieces each.
It says, you guys listen to the Dungeons and Daddies podcast. They did some interesting things with the deck of many things. Made the group think they were pulling out snacks when in reality they were each drawing multiple cards.
Oh! If you're on our Discord,
you don't
please
want
submit
them
a
snacks.
link. Please submit a link. I want to watch that. Go on our Discord, please. But you know what? Maybe you're kind of pissed
That's
off.
cold.
Maybe you're a little... You know what I did to my players in the last campaign is I gave them a deck. And they didn't want to look at it. They didn't even investigate it.
Wait, what was that in the Nomad?
Yeah, in Nomad. It wasn't
yeah.
until later that they discerned it wasn't a deck of many things. It was a deck of illusions.
We were like, don't touch it. Don't think about touching it. Nobody touch it.
It's a way to fuck with your players.
You're touching it, I'm smacking you.
I'm like, go ahead, draw a card. Oh, I can't wait for a dragon to show. They're like, what? I'm like, yeah, but it's gonna be an illusion. It's not real. But hey, maybe you're a little upset about the Fool. You know?
It was an automatic no.
But that sucks. You know, you lose 10,000 XP or a couple of levels.
I mean,
you can draw the gesture, which gains you 10,000 XP.
in game, I forgot how we found it, but I was just like, it didn't seem like a good idea to just start drawing fucking cards, at least character-wise, like out not metagaming it. It was just like, I forgot where we got it from, but maybe we don't want to touch these.
And this is the one that everyone wants to draw. Everyone wants to draw this one. The Moon card. You are granted the ability to cast the Wish spell 1d 3 times.
Isn't that like a 9th level spell?
Mm-hmm.
Dang.
The worst one where it sucks out your player's soul. Yep.
Is it possible to draw 2 cards that negate each other? I would think so, because if you draw like that one that...
The Fates.
Yeah, and then you draw the Fates.
So let's say you drew the Fates card. What it says here is you can use this card's magic as soon as you draw it, or any time, or any other time before you die. So the Fates...
So you draw the Fates card and you leave it in...
You leave it in your pocket. And let's say you draw the Void and you go, nope, I didn't do that, the Fates card! And it just negates it. The Fates card's the best thing to have.
Oh, man.
This is great. I love this one. This one's really fun. The Rogue card. A non-player character of the DM's choice becomes hostile towards you. The identity of your new enemy isn't known until the NPC or someone else reveals it. Nothing less than a wish spell or a divine intervention can end the NPC's hostility towards you. You don't know, but that old woman you met who gave you those sweet buns in the very beginning of the campaign,
it's like Clue.
she wants you dead now.
It's like Clue, but in Dungeons and Dragons.
Imagine this. The Ruin card. Oh no.
The Rune or Ruin?
Ruin. Ooh.
I mean, that's pretty self-explanatory,
Yeah,
right? Nope.
Hey, for all those who are really hoping to get a lot of money and to walk around decked out with your magic items, all forms of wealth that you carry on your that you carry or own doesn't even have to be on you. You own it. And other than magical items, oh, there you go. Avoid some magical items are lost to you.
So, like, what if, like, money doesn't have value to you and it's just, like, stuff? So, like, all your stuff goes away?
Yeah, imagine you have a hoard of magic items and weapons that aren't magical and, or not magic items, of coin and gems and gem dust and other things that's very valuable. And maybe you got some artifacts from a dragon and stuff.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, does it have to have, like, a monetary value to it? Or, like, could it just be precious to you and then, like, that goes away?
That's an interesting question. To your question, it just says here.
Because it says that you value.
All forms of wealth. All forms.
Okay.
And to that point, you can sell off your clothes. That's a form of wealth you own. You're nude. Besides that magic sword that you're carrying and maybe the boots, that are also magical.
So you gotta get yourself a potato sack.
Sounds like an adventure. I join. Sounds like an adventure in a living.
Oh.
Sometimes it feels that way. Let's see here. There are some good ones. I'm not lying to you. There are some good ones. Here's a good one. Oh no, not that one. Star, the Star card. Increase one of your ability scores by 2. The score can exceed 20, but can't exceed 24.
Everybody wants to exceed 2020.
Imagine this. This is the worst. I didn't see this one till now. Talents. Oh yeah. This is where it happens. Every magic item you wear or carry disintegrates.
Oh shit.
Artifacts in your possession aren't destroyed, but do vanish.
So if like your armor's magical, it's like goodbye.
Yeah, you're just wearing your common clothes underneath that sucker.
If your weapon's magical.
Yeah. Bye.
Sucks.
That magic brooch that gives you like unlimited whatever. Oh, yeah.
Or your cloak.
Or your
The
cloak.
cloak that gives you, I forgot what it is, like cloak of protection, I think, gives you AC bump. That's rough. Yeah, because I mean, like, you have to adventure to find magical items. Like, rarely do you ever start with them or just, like, have them by chance. Like, it takes work to find them and to obtain them, and then you're just like, yeah, nope, disintegrated.
So,
Fuck you.
There's one, and this is what everyone was talking about in the beginning as I was talking about the deck of many things. There's one card that is really well known. It is very popular. It's so popular that or not popular, but so well known that even when Critical Role drew it, they knew it was trouble. The Void. This black card
Oh yeah, grog.
spells disaster. Your soul is drawn from your body and contained in a small object and placed in a place of the DM's choice. One or more powerful beings guard the place. While your soul is trapped away, your body is incapacitated, and a wish spell can't restore your soul, but it can reveal its location.
Isn't that like when he got sent to hell and that demons
No,
thing?
he got sent to the realm of like endless wind.
Oh.
Not hell. Hell is something else.
I thought he got trapped in a gem or something.
He did.
And
He definitely did.
been a while.
I would trap you in. There's a plane out there, and stop doing that. There's a plane out there that is like a giant prison. It's meant for you not to escape. I would put your soul in there.
Thanks.
So there's obviously some more cards here. I think we read more negative than we did positive, but that's because the negative ones are fun. Let's talk about the teeth.
This card turns all your magical items into aggressive familiars. Yay.
The teeth, and I'm gonna butcher this name, of Dalvernar. Dalvernar. The teeth of Dalvernar are stories given forms. They're a collection of teeth. Hey, teeth, the things I invented before the book came out.
Yeah, you need to show them that fucking creepy ass picture.
No. The collection rests within a leather pouch, stitched with images of heroes and whimsical creatures. When using the teeth, you can do the following. When you're holding the pouch, you can use an action to draw one tooth, and then you roll on the table, and it shows you what happens. Let's see here. Or you can sew the tooth and implant it. So you can basically plant it in the ground. And then you roll a die, and it does something else. So it has two effects. You can either use it as an action or bury it, and it does something else.
Sorry, I had to get this cat away from my computer.
So that's fun. It takes 10 minutes for the sewing to happen. Oh, you can implant the tooth as well and place it in your mouth. Oh, that's how you use it as an action.
Nope.
You can basically
Nope.
you pull it out and you stick it in your mouth and something happens, or you pull it out and you dig it into the ground and something happens.
I'm good. More than good. Great.
Let's go through some of the fun ones.
These are still the cards?
No,
These are
these are the teeth.
Oh, okay.
I'm talking about the teeth here. The first one is called the staring cats of Olden Dar. If you if you sew it, put it in the ground, after 10 minutes, 9 cats will appear.
No, thank you. I already have 3.
But if you jam it in, it says here, it has 8 charges. As an action, you can expend 1 charge to cast Revivify from the tooth.
That's gross, but useful.
Not bad. It's a positive. Definitely is. I believe the majority of these are positive. However, when you do the sewing, I don't believe you have control of the creature, which can be a little daunting. For instance, if you sew the creature of the Claw of Dagatha, if you sew it within 10 minutes, a adult red Draconilich is formed. What the fuck is that? That's a lich dragon.
Oh, good.
Have a fun time sleeping. It's an undead lich dragon that has spells. Oh, and it's red, which is sort of the worst dragons out there.
Nope.
But what happens if you jam it into your mouth? Well, then you can create...
Do you know that you have 2 options? Because what if you only do one of these and you don't know?
Oh, as a DM, I wouldn't tell you what tooth you drew, and I wouldn't tell you what they do. I would just say that you know you can sew it or you can jam it.
But if somebody, like if you identified, would you know?
Yes.
Okay.
I would make this very chaotic. Oh, yeah. So what happens if you jam this sucker in your mouth? You can cast create undead. And once this property has been used, it can't be used again until the next dawn. So essentially, you have this tooth in your mouth and you can just create undead every day.
Fun.
That's fun.
So fucking mental.
This one made me laugh. It made me really laugh. Davar Nar's tooth. What happens if you sew it? Sew the sucker in. It summons one priest.
You're gonna need it with all these other teeth.
Some motherfucker crawls out of the ground and is like, by all gods, where am I?
Poor guy.
Like, I don't know my name. I'm a random. He wasn't summoned. He was born from the tooth. Who am I? I'm a priest.
You're toothy.
Is that my name?
Yep.
Toothy?
It is now.
It's fun. Or you can use it as an action. And as an action, you can call upon a divine force to come at your aid. Describe the assistance you need, and the DM decides the nature of the intervention. The effect of any cleric spell would be appropriate. Once this property is used... Oh shit, you can't use this again for 7 days. This is divine intervention, but you don't have to roll. This is why it's a game-breaking... This is why I'm talking about these badass motherfucking items. Let's see. Oh. Why would I skip this one? Beyond the Rock of Braille. It's a tooth.
That's a long ass name for a tooth.
Dig that motherfucker in the soil, put a little water on that, wait 10 minutes, and you get yourself 2 mind flares.
Oh, good.
2 of them. Not 1. You get 2. That's fun. You don't have control of these guys. They just come out of the ground. And if you use it as an action, you gain telepathy.
I mean, I could see it as a fuck you. Like, you plant that in somebody's fucking house, and they're like,
Oh.
fuck you, and then just let it do its thing.
Imagine you're on the side of the road and you know a party is coming. You know, they have 10 minutes to get here. You just dig that motherfucker in the ground and...
Your problem now, bye.
That's... You're already long gone. 10 minutes of running? You're in the forest.
Oh, it takes 10 minutes?
It takes 10 minutes for it to pop out of the ground.
That's still pretty quick. I would think it would take like an hour.
Oh. There are 3 more things I want to talk about in part of these teeth. 3 more. Where did I find it? Oh, the Incinerax tooth. Dig that motherfucker in the ground. What happens? Just guess. You get yourself an ancient red dragon.
Oh, good.
One of the toughest dragons of all in D&D.
Problem is, it's probably not going to stay there and fight you. It's probably just going to want to go and destroy shit.
When do you guys play? We're playing tomorrow. Yeah, we play tomorrow at 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Please join us. We are doing session 12 of our game. Obviously, we like to get the chat involved. We have a little magic item that our players carry called the Chatterbox.
And now we've introduced Taco Bell.
Someone in chat mentioned Taco Bell, and now the players are aware of a thing called Taco Bell.
But we don't know what it is.
So whatever you say becomes canon if chosen. Sam, Halfling, and Ugg, Human Fighter. Sam takes care of Ugg's... I don't know what's going on. Well, what happens if you jam this tooth in your mouth? Well, you gain immunity.
To be honest, I wouldn't be putting other people's or other things' teeth in my mouth, but alright.
You gain immunity to fire damage.
It's better than summoning the fucking dragon.
That's pretty good. And as an action, you can exhaust a fire in a 90-foot cone. And you can do 26d6 fire damage. Oh, just imagine.
I don't even have enough dice for that.
Imagine
and I
that.
got a whole bag.
Is that ancient red dragons can do 26d6 fire damage whenever they breathe on you? Don't fuck with a red dragon. Those guys will cut you.
Nope.
I said I wanted to talk about 3, but I think I'm going to move on to...
It's a bad touch. A very bad touch.
I'm going to move on to what I think is probably the worst tooth to draw and to plant.
Like, from a danger perspective, or like it just don't do shit?
Oh, danger. Like, uh-oh.
Oh! The fucking... That one?
Yeah.
This one?
Yeah,
Oh, fuck
that's
that.
it.
Nope, I'm out. I gotta teleport.
Here we go, guys. You
Out
grab-
of this dimension.
Let's say you get your bag of teeth, you roll your die, and you land on this number. I'm not gonna tell you.
Run away. Burn it.
I'm not even gonna read its name because that's gonna give it away, but it does have a description of what it looks like. It is a jagged silver tooth. It's big.
Melt it down, make it into a ring.
You put that sucker in the ground. In 10 minutes, out pops fucking Godzilla, a Tarrasque. Who, again, if you don't know what a Tarrasque is, it's a monster that can't be killed. You have to wish it asleep. That means you have to knock it to 0 HP, cast sleep before its next turn, so it can't heal itself, because it's self-healing. And you can't kill it. You can only wish it asleep.
Nope.
Oh, but there is a benefit here. If you roll a d4 once it's sewed, it ignores you for 1d4 rounds.
It says if you did melt it down into a ring and bury it, it'd still summon it.
Oh yeah, because it's a magic item.
Temple, why?
It's a magic too.
It's called the, what's it called?
It's called the Last Tarrasque. That's a drink if I've ever heard of it.
Drink? Yes. Putting tooth in the ground or in my face that can summon that thing? No.
You basically unleashed death. That whatever town that it's gonna kill your town. Everyone's gone. Everyone you met.
I'll take the drink, not the tooth.
Let's say you put it next to the capital of a continent or a country. It's gone. If they're not built enough to have a wizard who can cast wish, goodbye. I guess it's a great way to take out, a country.
Time to take over the world.
Yeah, I'm sure there's in your D&D world, there's probably someone who can cast wish who would end up getting recruited and be like, we need you, we really need you. Good time for that deck. Yeah, tell the Tarrasque to draw a card.
No, but you can get the Fates card and undo that shit.
Oh, that you never drew the tooth in the first place. I like that.
Undo that shit.
That's a that's a big brain move. But let's say you plant the sucker in your mouth. You deal double damage on objects and structures. You're basically a siege machine.
It sounds like it's better to stick the stupid tooth in your mouth and bury it.
Pretty much. It gives you two options. I think it expects you to implant the tooth. I think it wants you to sew the tooth for oh, just please do it. Cause chaos.
Well, rule of thought, I don't think most people are like, hey, let me stick this new tooth I found in my mouth. Second thing is, I don't think they also think to put it in the fucking ground, because why?
Oh, I would let you know. I'd let the player know. You can put this in the ground,
Nobody put nothing in the ground, Temple. Don't let them.
Oh, last one. This is obviously not as badass as the Tarrasque, but there's also something called the Golden Age of Dakin. If you plant it, you summon 10 goblins and a goblin boss. All of a sudden, you just get fucking ganged up on a fucking
I see
massive
Blue
fruit.
Dragon.
Oh, yeah.
Blue Dragon.
Oh, yeah.
I see Beholder.
Yeah. You can summon 2 Onis. You can summon one each of Genie. You can summon a Dao, Jin, Ifriti, and Merid. That's fun. They can really fuck you up if 4 of them were on you.
Yep.
You can summon let's see here.
Yeah, but they're not loyal to you. They're just gonna kill you. They're summoned and that's it.
Yep.
They have no loyalty.
If you find a bag of teeth, maybe put that away. Oh, and dear God, if you have a bag of teeth like these guys, you better hope no one steals that bag from you. Uh-oh. Oh, it already brings out so many chaotic ideas.
Right on the bag, for the love of God.
Just imagine that someone steals your bag, and you knew this had some really powerful shit, and you go, uh-oh. Some random kid, some thief kid, who was just pickpocketing and just taking gold coins, saw a pouch and was like, oh, coin, and now they have a bag of teeth. Uh-oh. kids do a lot of stupid things. They may just put it in the ground for just like,
I mean, Nick did a version of this before Tasha's, because remember those the fuck are they? They're like weird hyena thingies. The gnolls. Mm-hmm. Like how they were implanting. Wait, was that you or him?
That was him.
Okay. Like they were implanting teeth into the ground, and then what were they doing? I forgot.
They were just something more.
There's so many like more gnolls, but they were stealing children's teeth, and they were doing something to them. So like, teeth aren't good.
So
Cards aren't good. Teeth aren't good.
I went on a website now, and they talked about the 10 most game-breaking magical items. No, this list, whatever I'm looking at here, is wrong.
Wonder if Bethesda got the Deathclaw inspiration from Jurassic.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. I would love to know. Oh, man. Oh, I would love to. I'm just salivating at the idea of giving a world-ending item to these guys. Because I know Rolly would not hesitate, and everyone else would be fighting him.
Have to hold person his ass. Sorry.
So this list mentions a few stupid things like
You're strong, but you ain't bright.
broom of flying. That's not world ending. This one's kind of interesting. A decanter of endless water. It's an actual magical item, and basically you have a decanter, you can pour out water forever. I guess if you leave it alone for a couple of millennia, you can drown the whole world.
Fun.
I guess. I mean, that's a thing, right? Can it do that? It's endless. I mean, what if you trap someone into a room and you just go, you know what? We're going to interrogate you. And then put it on the top where they can't reach it, and it just starts to fill it up and drowns them.
Is it waterlogging? I forgot. No, it's not called that. That's a form of torture, but I forget what the name is. Waterboarding.
My only experience with D&D before this stream was the Night Elf Watchtower D&D flash video. I don't think I've known that. I mean, night elves are drow. That is a thing. So, like they mentioned the Eversmoke bottle. How is this world ending? That's stupid.
I don't feel like you gave us that. That wasn't.
Yeah, you had the option of that. It's not world ending. Immovable rod is definitely not world ending. It takes an action to click that thing. How?
And it has a weight capacity.
Yeah, whoever wrote this is stupid. Wands in general, because they do think. Shut up. You know.
That's like saying magic in general.
Yeah.
I mean, what magic can be world ending. It's all how you use it.
If you give this sword, I kind of agree with. This is kind of OP. Not world ending, but OP. If you give a Vorpal sword to your level 18 fighter, ooh boy. Or level 20 fighter. I'm not sure if it's level 20 they could do 4 attacks. But oh boy. A Vorpal sword is a legendary magic item that auto crits on a natural 20. When you do roll a natural 20 with the Vorpal sword, if it has a head and it can't live without the head, you automatically kill it. So if you roll a d20 and the creature has a head, like a dragon, oh, I don't have to fight it. I rolled a 20.
Can you do that with a Trask?
Yes. Oh, no. Yeah.
Deathclaws were in fact inspired by Tarrasque. Interplays was making a D&D video game with a loosely based Tarrasque model. The game was scrapped, but then the model was used as base for the Deathclaw.
See? It's Tarrasques are super well known.
And now you know.
And now you know. Yeah, I mean, I think that's pretty much when it comes down to world-ending, items and my favorite items and the favorite feats. That's kind of what I have. Sorry to bring too much to the table this time, you guys. But now what we have is a dungeon master. What are you sad about?
Because I knew that thing was a good gift, but it was also going to bite me in the ass.
Oh, look, magic items. This is the best part. Oh.
Bag of holding.
Bag of holding. This is almost like a must.
Bag of devouring. Sorry.
Let me
Right
ask
next to the bag of holding.
you, let me ask you a question. Does that sound familiar?
Oh, Masato.
Mm-hmm. Yes, a bag of holding and a bag of devouring.
I mean, it looks creepy, but to be honest, like, bag of holding looks so slightly creepy too.
Both of these magic items are almost a must-have for any D&D party. At the moment, our party was able to buy it, but didn't have the coin for it, but they do know it's available somewhere. So, bag of holding is essentially, it always weighs 15 pounds regardless of what you put into it. It has a 64 cubic feet interior with a, let's see, the mouth itself is about 2 feet in diameter and 4 feet deep. But essentially it can carry 500 pounds.
Bag of beans.
Bag of beans.
I'm trying to see that third one. Is that what it did? And I think it said.
Think of the nest. I mean the teeth. It does that. You can grab a bean.
And it does things?
And it does things. If you dump the bag's contents.
Great, we gotta be afraid of teeth and beans.
If you remove a bean from the bag, plant it in dirt or sand, and then water it, the bean produces an effect 1 minute later. 5d4 toadstool sprouts, so you can eat maybe some mushrooms, but they do cause poison damage if you eat them. A geyser erupts and sprouts water, beer, berry juice, tea, vinegar, wine, or oil, the DM's choice, for 1d12 rounds. That'll be fun. That's a fun thing. Fruit trees grow, and they provide fruit.
I'm sorry, Temple, I doomed this.
Yeah, I mean... a giant beanstalk sprouts, and growing to a height of the DM's choice.
You can make Jack and the Beanstalk in D&D.
The beanstalk can go up to either a great view or to a cloud giant's castle. Because cloud giants are a thing.
Jack and the Beanstalk, man.
Yeah. Bag of tricks is something that Trisha has used in the past. Essentially what you do is that you reach in and you grab a little fuzzy object. And
it's like a little ball.
It is.
And then like it transforms into something.
It describes it as a fuzzy object from the bag. What does that mean? I don't know.
Well, I mean, a ball could be fuzzy if it's got a lamp on it.
It's true. There are 3 different types of bag of tricks. There is the gray, the rust, and the tan bag. So let's do rust, because we're not going to go through all 3 of them. You roll a d8, and you can either summon a rat, an owl, a mastiff, a goat, a giant boar, a lion, or a brown bear. And these, I believe, are friendly to you and they're your companions. So essentially, you got a little buddy. That's fun.
Little buddy.
Look at all these magical items.
What the hell is that? Bowl of commanding.
Oh, the bowl
element.
of command. Yeah. Ooh, that's a really good one. The bowl of commanding water elementals. A little bowl with water. While this bowl is filled with water, you can use an action to speak the bowl's command word. I'll allow you to make it. And as such, then you cast the conjure elemental spell and summon a water elemental. The bowl can't be used this way again until the next dawn. It's pretty good. There was because this picture reminded me of something. There was a custom, by the way, if you haven't checked it out, please check out the Griffin's Saddlebag. It is a Reddit, I think it's a subreddit.
I thought it was like a Kickstarter thing.
And yeah, it's a Kickstarter, it's a subreddit. Please give them money because they make some really awesome custom magical items that are very, very creative.
Now I got you reminding me. Now I gotta go look at it.
Maybe sometime in the future, maybe next, maybe next Books and Brew, we'll go over some maybe custom stuff. But regardless, there was one thing that they created was called the tea water weird.
The what?
The tea, like the drink. Water weird. Water weird is an actual elemental creature. It's like a little small elemental. Essentially what it is, it's a little blob of water that is sentient.
It's like a flubber.
It's like a flubber. It absolutely is. And it stays inside of a little porcelain cup.
No one knows what flubber is unless you're a certain age.
If you were to place any, like, leaves or herbs or anything that would create tea or some sort of juice, and you put it into the cup, the water weird will take it, absorb it, and then start to excrete that
It
drink.
is like a flubber.
And then it would, like, you can drink it, and then the water would remain.
Huh. That is a little weird.
It is a little weird, but it's kind of like role players. Like, you have a little magic cup that you're like, oh, you want to give me some tea?
My flubber just peed out this tea. You want some? I thought I'd picture that conversation going.
Yeah, right? That's so weird.
It's very much like Caduceus in Critical Role. It's like, do you want some of my dead people tea? Like, I mean, he doesn't always say it. Like, he kind of hints at it.
It's like, yeah. Yeah.
But you're like, wait, are you serving me?
You put a slice of apple in there and it makes some apple juice. A lot of cloaks.
Oh, that's the cloak of protection? It's pretty.
Yeah. A cloak of protection.
I want it.
Oh, I know.
I want it.
Mm-hmm. Davern's Instant Fortress.
I thought that was Darren's. Or I don't know.
Oh, there's no V. It's Darren's. Darren's. What does it look like? It looks like a little rook from a chess.
Oh shit, it looks like something out of Portal.
From here.
Oh.
The little rook that you put on the floor, and as an action, you place this one little thing on the floor, and you speak its command word, and it grows into a fortress that remains until you use an action to dismiss it, put it back. The fortress is a square tower, 20 feet by 20 feet, about 30 feet high. It's got a bunch of like magical resistances, and yeah, basically you're carrying a home.
Sounds like a pop-up tent.
It kind of is, kind of.
Yeah, we
badass.
put the video in the subject.
I did get a notification for that. Thank you. I'll check that after the stream.
Ooh, tarot.
Oh, here is the.
Are they tarot cards?
This is the book of many. The deck of many things.
Oh, they look like tarot cards.
They are.
I would want to pull one too. They can't see from that far. Come on.
Look at that. Look at all those cards. Key, the ruin. All that fun stuff. Alright.
Buck's son looks pissed.
Alright, guys. Well,
Dimensional shackles. The fuck are those?
dimensional shackles. You can use an action to place these shackles on an incapacitated creature. The shackles adjust to fit the creature's size. In addition to serving as just mundane manacles, the shackles prevent a creature that is bonded from them from using any method of extra-dimensional movement or including teleportation.
What the hell is the DC 30 strength for?
Let's see here. You and any creatures you designate when you use the shackles can use an action to remove them. Once every 30 days, the bonded creature can make a DC 30 strength check.
Fuck that. What if you're scrawny?
You have to use an athletics check. On success, the creature breaks free and destroys the shackles.
Good luck.
When are you gonna, if you have the spells to break out of a magical, if you have the spells that prevent you from teleporting, so you have some teleportation spells, you're not gonna be a strong character.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
I mean, they could cast enlarge on you.
So what? That does nothing.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, you have to be to 30, and you're a wizard?
Done fucked.
No, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
The best thing to do when it comes to magical items is obviously to find yourself a
Don't
good
show me no more. You're just gonna hear me in the background going, ah, shit, what is that?
The best thing to do is get yourself a book, go to a website. Obviously, I mentioned the Griffin's Bag, saddlebag, and take inspiration.
Temple, if you look up the saddlebag, you're gonna want it.
A lot of the magical items that I've had, obviously the ring that you've had was a custom-made thing.
Fuck that thing. It's dead to me.
The dagger that Savannah has is a custom-made item. and so is the wraps that Rolly has. So yeah, there's a lot of customization happening. You just gotta take some inspiration and roll with it. But all right, guys, I think that's it for today. Mainly because I wanted to end a little early because I wanted to prepare for tomorrow. And a little side note for those who don't know, we're going to be doing a one-shot next week.
Oh yeah.
We have a one-shot next week.
On Sunday.
On Sunday. You get an extra day of D&D, guys. Yeah, an extra day of stream. Yeah, an extra day of stream. We'll be playing with the founder of Astral Tabletop, a really awesome digital tabletop platform that you guys really need to check out. It's very user-friendly. Yeah, that's exclusively what we use.
So we use for our maps.
It is so well useful. It's so well made, and it's the UI is very nice for dungeon masters and players alike, especially if you wanted to create a really awesome map with some lighting effects. It's cool. I'm not being paid for this, but I would be happy to do so. Honest opinion. That's an honest opinion.
No, I mean, like, even before, like, you made that connection, like, I mean, I had never played on Roll20, and then, like, I did play on Roll20, and I played on Astro, and I didn't, no offense to people that like Roll20, I just don't like Roll20. In comparison, like, I feel like there's a lot less options than Astral.
What was it called? It's called Astral Tabletop. Exactly.
Yeah.
So we'll be playing with the founder of Astral Tabletop, Tom. Really excited to have him aboard. We'll be playing our one-shot called Dryads. No. Dinner, Dryads, and Dice.
There you go.
That is the full title. It's a very chef, cook,
Oriented.
high cuisine themed adventure. We have a bunch of chefs.
You're gonna have to use this other book.
Yeah, it's very exciting. We're gonna have some people doing that.
This guy. The Hero's Feast cookbook.
Yeah, I'll be having. I'm definitely having
from there.
I'm definitely having that at my side to pull out some maybe dishes that you guys are going to try to make. It's going to be a little different, especially when it comes down to cooking. Cooking is going to be really fun. Yeah, so I can't wait to see you guys there. It'll be a one-shot, same times that we usually do, 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, with a 10-minute break in the middle. But yeah.
And we'll have Steve and Temple, myself, Mike, and then a different friend, Jeff.
One of our common one-shot friends who jumps in from time to time. So I'm really excited to have all our players here. I think it's the first time I've ever DM'd 5 players or more.
Yeah.
So I'm happy. I'm kind of curious to see how that goes.
I've done it like 4.
Max is 4.
Wait. Oh, you might have done 5. Mm-mm. What about when we did that we did Trish? No, you might have done 5. Trish, Roby, Nate, myself. No, that's still 4.
Uh-huh.
Because Jeff wasn't there in that one.
Yeah. I've always done 4. I've never done 5. So this is going to be exciting. Once again, guys, don't forget to join the Discord. Hit us up. We're always on the Discord. We have that notifications on. So we're willing to talk about any sort of character ideas you have. Maybe give some suggestions. Don't forget to like, subscribe. I don't know. How do you do YouTube now and Twitch? What's the streamer thing to do? Don't forget to subscribe.
Subscribe. Follow. All the platforms.
Oh man, I hate doing that. I gotta brush my tongue or something. But legit, hang out with us, guys. So
click the little bell so you get notifications.
Do that. But we'll see you guys tomorrow.
Bye.
Laters.